Gore from Depeche Mode. How are you doing, my friend?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Is how do you prepare yourself for pretty much a full year on the road?
Um, Lots of panicking, lots of stress. I'm just packing my wardrobes at the moment. I started like 2 days ago, and I think today's probably the last day I have to finish packing. And it's unbelievable how you have to think because the wardrobes don't come back home for that whole time. So I've got to think, I've got to make sure I have clothes for like Europe in the winter, and also for like Florida in the summer, or Las Vegas in the summer, or whatever. It's like it's quite a feat to pack.
Well, and you're like a fashion aficionado, so like, how much clothes are you packing? Like, you're
Uh,
well over the 50-pound limit in a suitcase.
Definitely, yeah. No, we get. I have a wardrobe, one wardrobe with two hanging rails, and then I've got a separate case with just drawers in it. So
Wow.
hopefully, I mean, obviously, I don't take everything with me, but I do have to fit in my stage clothes as well, which that I don't have them here. They'll be added when I get to Los Angeles.
Does it get like mundane being on the road that long? Like, because you're going until the end of December.
Um, it really kind of like fluctuates. You have highs and you have lows, and not for any particular reason. Just some days are good, some days are, you just wake up and you think, God, I've still got 6 months to go. uh, and then a day later you wake up and you're fine. But the concerts themselves are always fun. I have to say I enjoy all of the concerts. It's just some of the waiting around and the traveling and all that stuff that's not fun.
Is there one concert that sticks out in your mind as being the most memorable concert that Depeche Mode has ever played?
Ah, I mean, we've had so many over the years. Um, I have to say, and this will sound quite disappointing for any North Americans, that I think that the European audiences just really take it up a few notches.
Yeah, I
Um,
could, I could see that. Yeah, because sometimes even around here, you go to shows and it's like, come get up out of your like. I went to go see Elton John a few months ago, and people were sitting down. It's like, this is Elton John. Stand up.
but I mean, in Europe, it's for a lot of the people there, it seems that we're more than just a music group. We're kind of a cult, and they're happy to be cult members, and they're happy that we're their cult leaders.
now, now, your career in the music industry has spanned decades. How has the music industry changed since you first started out?
Um, well, they don't make wax cylinders anymore. Yeah, we're almost that old. You know, People don't listen to music on gramophones anymore.
You're being cruel to yourself, Martin.
But
I
no, obviously it's changed enormously. But the ironic thing is that we were given a finish date for our record that was like 6 months before the release because of vinyl,
really,
because of getting enough vinyl printed. Because
huh?
obviously there are only a few plants now, and you need to get enough vinyl printed to be ready for day one.
Oh wow, I
So
never even
so
thought
that's
about that.
that's why we had to finish so early because of vinyl, believe
So
it
that's
or
kind of
not.
has that kind of like come around full circle then?
Well, yeah, I still think it's obviously a much smaller percentage than it used to be, but it has obviously got a lot bigger over the last few years. And yeah, I just think it's so funny that we're dictated. Our schedule is dictated by vinyl.
Yeah, that's crazy. What's the most important thing that you have learned throughout your career?
Ah, I think one of the things I like with the way that we work is that we take each project as a kind of one-off. You know, we don't ever like think about what we're going to be doing in 5 years' time. You know, we decide we're going to work on a record, and with that, and after we finish that record, we go on tour, and then we don't think about what we're going to do after that. It's always like a void after that. And somehow we're still here and we're still making records, and so maybe that's a good way to work. You know, not to think too much about what you're going to be doing in 5 years' time, because as we all know now, things are very unpredictable in the world.
Oh yes, yeah. and it's funny you say that too, is because you see bands like, you know, Kiss and Guns N' Roses, Bruce Springsteen, all doing these massive tours without putting out any new music. What are your thoughts on bands who are just like, I'm not going to put out any new music, we're just going to tour our greatest hits?
Well, each to their own, I suppose. I think that we enjoy still making music. You know, it's our main passion in life. You know, me and Dave talk about that quite a lot. You know, if we didn't have music, we'd be complete reprobates, like, you know, floundering around doing nothing because we don't particularly have a passion for anything else.
And what is the best advice that you have ever received in your musical career?
I don't know if it's the best advice necessarily, but I think we got very lucky early on because we, you know, shook hands with Daniel Miller of Mute Records, and Mute Records was an independent label. And that was at a time when major labels were chasing us and like offering us large sums of money. And for some reason, we trusted Daniel, who could offer us nothing. And because we ended up going with Daniel, we were able to develop at our own speed. And, you know, he was, you know, happy to let us do whatever we wanted. And I am pretty sure that, you know, if we'd signed with a major label back then, we would have been dropped by album 2, maybe, or at the most album 3, because it wasn't what, you know, we'd been doing up to that point.
Martin, I will let you run.
Yeah, good to talk to you. Thank you.
All right, my friend, have a good one.
And yes, you too. See you. Bye.